Hey students and YouTubers, this is Mark again from ULC, and I have a question for you. Now, this is a very important question for our school particularly. We always want to know, where do you study English? Where do you study English? Our school, right, ULC, we just opened some new classes that we started this week, and for these new classes, what we're doing is we're starting at the very beginning, teaching them how to make questions. Right? In English, it's very important for you to make questions, to get more information about your classmates, to ask me questions in class if you're having trouble. Right? So this is the foundation, one of the most important things for you to learn if you want to improve your English. So to start today, we're going to do a basic question, just like this one. Where do you study English? When we make a question in English, we start with a question word. Again, some questions are special. They don't need a question word, but often we're using a question word. For question words, we have a bunch of different ones, right? But usually it's easy to remember if you think of the W's and the H's, right? I call them the 5 W's, 1 H, right? We have our where, our when, our what, our why, and where is it? Who. Okay, there's our 5 W's we usually use in English, right? We also have one more question word that's very common. That's how. And how I like because you often can add another word. You could do how often, how much, how many. These words often go together. How long, right? You'll see these. How old, right? How old? So that's our questions, our question words. So with our question word, we need a couple more things to make a proper question in English. The next thing we need is an auxiliary verb. You'll learn these as you study here. The words like do, does, right? You'll learn, for these are all present tense, right? But you're going to learn the past, you'll learn some other forms as the class progresses. For now, we'll do very simple, do and does. If you have the word you, right, we got to match it with the do, right? Do you, right? Do they, do we. If it's does goes with, I always try to say one person, right? Does he, does your son, does Mark, right? My name is Mark. So maybe when does Mark go to school? When does your son go to school, right? This pattern. If you do how often, right? Same idea. How often do you, right? And last for this one, if you don't have a question, right? So these are all of our questions, these first 3. If you don't have a question word, you can start with do. Do they, do you, right? Do they speak Chinese? So what's the difference between these top ones and this one? If we have where, what answer do I want? If I say, where do you study, right? I want to know the school's name. Where do you study English? At ULC. When does your son go to school? At 8 a.m., right? How often do you study English? Every day, right? These we want an answer, right? This, do they speak Chinese? This is yes or no, okay? Yes or no, if it's just the do, no question word. Okay, so that's our basic overview for normal English questions. One more thing today. What if you have a question using a be verb, right? You know, the is, are, we could have am, right? If I say, what is your name? I don't need to put this verb, right? What is your name study? No. You have to do the question word, our be verb, then a subject. What is your name, right? Or what, maybe where are you from? Questions like that, we're using the be verb. Okay? Like these, sometimes you don't need a question word, right? No question word. We can do are you. Very common, it's very common to use this with an adjective. Are you hungry? Are you angry? Are you sleepy, right? There's our adjective. We can also use this pattern with a noun. Here, is it a cat? Right? There's our noun. Is it a cat? I can ask, are you a cat? If you are a cat, congratulations on finding this video. I'm very proud of you. But are you, right? That's another be question. So students, I hope that was helpful, doing a basic overview of how we structure our questions in English. If you can, try to ask us a question in English below using this pattern. And other than that, again, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.